How do you navigate the tumultuous waters when your partner chooses the day of your anniversary to announce a divorce, yet you find yourself far from unprepared? One might weep, or one could dramatically reverse the situation. Today in our realm, let us unleash our imagination. My wife betrayed me with her colleague and clandestinely orchestrated a plan to end our marriage. I caught her off guard and confronted her in front of others. This account is meant to be temporary, and I wish to maintain a high level of discretion. The implications are significant should anything be revealed. Let us get straight to the matter at hand. At 37, I find myself grappling with a nagging suspicion regarding my wife, Olivia, who is 39. It feels as though she may be involved in something beneath the surface. It might be an affair. Perhaps she has simply outgrown her feelings. Her behavior has taken on an odd and distant quality over the past few months. At first, I dismissed it as merely a fleeting moment, yet now I find myself compelled to act before the opportunity slips away. Olivia and I have shared the journey of marriage for just under 8 years now. Prior to that, we were in a relationship for nearly 5 years. In those days, our endeavors were rooted in the realm of sales. It was a job we both held on a part-time basis. Olivia diligently saved for her master's degree while I focused on building my business. In the end, we both decided to walk away. She was accepted into graduate school while I established my business. Upon finishing her studies, she inquired about my aspirations for our future together. Her heart yearned for the bond of marriage. She envisioned a future filled with stability and shared moments. Yet I found myself reluctant. I conveyed the challenges of my profession and the possibility that I may not be able to provide her with the life she envisioned. I hail from humble beginnings, and my aspiration is to create a legacy of wealth for those who will come after me. Olivia vowed to remain by my side, unwavering in both the good times and the bad. She reassured me not to be an overly attached spouse, as she had aspirations of pursuing her PhD and delving into the demanding world of research. In the end, I surrendered, believing I had discovered my eternal companion. Our plans appeared to be the most suitable for us. We exchanged vows and became united in marriage. The initial years of our union presented their share of challenges, yet we navigated through them together. As I toiled with unwavering dedication, Olivia skillfully balanced the demands of our home while pursuing her PhD. I poured my very essence into my work. I did not overlook her. Our monthly date nights and quarterly vacations remained intact. However, I found myself unable to assist her with the daily household chores. Nevertheless, I made it a point to devote my Sundays to the home, repairing the basin, tidying the attic, unblocking the pipes, and fulfilling all the tasks that were anticipated of me. At times, she voiced her concerns regarding my late nights or absent dinners, yet her understanding nature shone through. The funds I contributed to our home provided us with a life of comfort and security. Her steadfast encouragement instilled in me the belief that we were crafting something truly magnificent side by side. She earned her PhD, yet she never embarked on a professional journey. She engaged in various research projects sporadically, yet nothing that could truly be deemed a career. It seems she became somewhat settled in her life, and I found no issue with that as my business flourished, allowing me to support both of us quite comfortably. Here we are in the present moment. My enterprise thrives, allowing us to enjoy a life filled with comfort and considerable affluence. At last, I possess the time and means to dedicate myself to her and the path that lies ahead. For the past 3 to 4 years, we have been nurturing the dream of welcoming a baby into our lives. Our advanced age has become a considerable hindrance. While it may seem trivial to us, it was significantly affecting our mental well-being, particularly hers. Nearly a year ago, we sought therapy, after which she chose to embark on her career as a means of distraction. She sensed a void within her, yearning for something that truly belonged to her. I wholeheartedly embraced her decision. My sole desire was to witness her joy. I inquired whether something was troubling her or what had prompted the decision. She expressed her desire to have a baby before embarking on her career, yet now the prospects seemed dim. It was driving her to the brink of madness. Thus, redirecting her attention towards her career is a logical step. I fully embraced her concept. It resonated as the most rational choice. I assisted her in searching for employment opportunities, She spent considerable time searching for the right opportunity. In due course, she secured a position at a mid-sized firm. She felt a surge of excitement. It brought me immense joy to finally witness her happiness after so many months. Our relationship flourished for a time, yet it proved to be fleeting. In the past 3 to 4 months, a shift has occurred. She has transformed from the affectionate, nurturing partner I once knew. She has grown increasingly aloof, often displaying irritability, and seems perpetually attached to her phone and laptop. At the onset of it all, she attributed her struggles to her job, claiming that she had to exert additional effort to grasp the intricacies of her role. She began to toil into the late hours, returning home long after dinner had been served. It remained acceptable, for she embraced the consequences of her choices. She would let me know if she was delayed or devise a charming gesture to make up for the missed date night. I assumed it was merely the pressure of a new position, so I decided to grant her some distance. Yet the situation continued to deteriorate. In these times, she hardly engages in conversation with me or offers even a fleeting smile. Each time I attempt to engage her in conversation, she responds with icy one-word replies. When I inquire about her schedule, she reacts sharply and claims that I am being controlling. She claimed that the worst part was the way she gaslighted me, making it seem as though everything was my fault. Each time I voiced my grievances about the lack of time, she would merely smirk and respond, "This is how you've been for the last 8 years." It seems as though she is enacting some form of retribution, or perhaps nursing a lingering resentment towards me, as she frequently employs these phrases of late. What is the sensation of being overlooked? It truly is a disheartening experience to find oneself on the receiving end, isn't it? The tables have shifted now. I devoted the precious years of my life to you. At this moment, my desire is to embrace a life that is solely my own. It is a disheartening thought to realize that she has been bearing this burden all along. I have attempted to address this matter with her, as it is becoming increasingly toxic. I endeavored to engage in sincere conversations with her, questioning whether she was truly unhappy. Her reluctance to reveal her thoughts is the crux of the issue. Each time I mention it, she gives a sly smile and remarks, "Look at you. Who finds themselves in need now? Who is displaying a lack of maturity?" Therapy became my final gamble, a place where I hoped she might finally reveal her true self. Can you believe it? She is not prepared to take that leap just yet. Her demeanor is absolutely maddening. I have inquired on multiple occasions whether she harbors any anger towards me, if her feelings of love have waned, or if she has perhaps discovered someone new. Her response to every inquiry is a chuckle or a hearty laugh, accompanied by a sarcastic comment or a subtle twist that suggests I am merely facing the consequences of my own choices. What steps are to be taken? Unclear. No definitive response to any matter. Merely smirking, rolling eyes, and sidestepping conversations. She seems to be perpetually tethered to her phone and laptop. She would chuckle at her messages only to swiftly secure her screen whenever I was close by. Lately, she has ceased to share with me her whereabouts. I have expressed that her behavior is jeopardizing our marriage, yet it seems she remains indifferent. She has been dedicating her weekends to the company of her colleagues. I sense that she is slipping away from me, or perhaps she has already gone. I even inquired if she wishes to end our marriage. Identical response. Only soft laughter and ambiguous comments such as, "Not so easily, darling." I have made attempts to pry into her phone and laptop, yet they remain perpetually secured. On a couple of occasions, I inquired about the password, but she responded, "Have I ever looked at your phone or laptop? Surely not, correct? Please take a step back." Whenever I attempt to address her behavior, she deflects the responsibility onto me, claiming that I have always treated her this way. I inquired of her the reason behind her silence regarding her concerns. She declared that she had given up everything for the sake of her love for me, and now the moment had come for me to demonstrate my own devotion. It strikes me as quite irrational. I do not seek affirmation for my worries. I understand the gravity of the situation, and I find it unbearable to continue in this manner. I am eager to uncover the mysteries that lie hidden behind the curtain. I find myself delving into the possibility of enlisting the services of a private investigator, yet I remain somewhat in the dark about the process involved. Could anyone assist me with the leads or provide the detailed information? What precautions should be taken? Is it legal to engage in activities like that? I attempted to verify it through online resources. The weight of it all is simply too much to bear. I arrived here in search of assistance. I appreciate your assistance ahead of time. Arise, OP. She has slipped through your fingers. She remains closed off, hesitant to embrace vulnerability, perhaps forever unwilling to accept the weight of responsibility. She is navigating this reversal of fortunes in a misguided manner. This is not the way it operates. It appears she may be seeking a justification for her questionable actions. She believes you are indebted to her in some way. Indeed, that is certain. Update 1. I extend my gratitude to everyone who has supported me with a PI and for welcoming me into a community of like-minded individuals. It has been somewhat reassuring to realize that you are not alone. I have composed fragments and notes within the comments. Here is the comprehensive account of how I navigated through it all. Despite numerous attempts, I was unable to access her laptop and phone. In the end, I decided to enlist the services of a private investigator. They spent approximately a month delving into the details. The anticipation was unbearable, yet even more frustrating was her incessant behavior that grated on my nerves. With each passing day, my certainty grew that she was involved with someone else. Upon the agency's revelation of the details, I found myself well prepared. Yet there lingered an element that derailed my thoughts. She was unfaithful with her coworker. Though he is a decade her junior, they find themselves operating on equal footing within the company. Their connection transcends the physical realm. It appears they are truly in love. The agency released images capturing the couple as they entered a hotel, fingers intertwined. The moment that shattered my heart was when I learned she intends to file for divorce. She has been consulting a divorce attorney alongside her affair partner, planning to serve me on our 8th anniversary and depart with half of my assets. Upon discovering her plan, I found myself overwhelmed with a cascade of emotions. It was a simple matter to confront her with the evidence and dismiss her entirely. Yet how could I possibly release her from the consequences so effortlessly? She aimed to infuse it with a sense of trauma. As a devoted husband, it was my duty to satisfy her wishes, wasn't it? If she had an issue with me, she could have approached me directly rather than resorting to underhanded tactics. Even if she had found love elsewhere and desired a divorce, she could have approached me and shared her truth. Instead, this witch was scheming to orchestrate a farce aimed at my humiliation. I decided to join in the game. I promptly engaged the services of a divorce lawyer and disclosed all the information I had received from the agency. I went so far as to pay extra to hasten the process, driven by the need to outmaneuver her at her own game. In the meantime, she persisted with her bothersome antics. After uncovering the truth, enduring her presence became an arduous task. I began dedicating additional hours to my work. For a time, she remained oblivious to my growing distance, and it ceased to trouble her. Yet as she came to this realization, she began to scatter breadcrumbs my way, a tactic to maintain my interest while secretly plotting to pull the rug from beneath me. After months of waiting, she finally made an attempt to draw closer to me. A wave of revulsion washed over me at the thought of another man savoring her beauty in that very moment. While I can't say I'm proud of my actions, that day I surrendered and treated her in a rather harsh manner. I came perilously close to bringing her to tears, but I found myself unwilling to part ways just yet. The mere thought of that makes my stomach churn. On that night, there was yet another thing I undertook. I captured our voices on audio. I had hoped to incorporate the video element, but alas, I was unable to configure it at the final hour. I chose to embrace the world of audio. It fulfilled two roles. With the paperwork underway, my lawyer advised me to meticulously document and record every interaction with her to the fullest extent possible. The recording proved to be beneficial for me in the future. We shall address it in due course. With the paper complete, I envisioned a surprise gathering for her, a moment to celebrate her in the presence of cherished friends and family. Just as I was ready to set my plan in motion, opportunity approached me unexpectedly. An invitation arrived for me to accompany her to the annual day celebration at her company. There is truly nothing comparable, is there? With the assistance of my lawyer, I readied myself to publicly deliver her divorce papers. In the days preceding the event, I assumed the guise of an oblivious husband. She likely believed she had me completely under her control. She inquired whether I would be present. I expressed my uncertainty. Should my schedule allow, I may make an appearance for a bit. She appeared indifferent. She believed I would stay behind. As the evening of the event unfolded, I adorned myself in sharp attire and made my entrance. I hadn't reached out to her beforehand. I stepped inside, my heart racing at the thought of encountering her in a delightfully awkward moment. The ambiance buzzed with the sound of voices mingling as individuals connected and shared moments together. At last our gazes intertwined. She was surrounded by a crowd, laughter spilling from her lips, carefree and blissful, as if the weight of the world had vanished. The fair partner was in attendance as well. From afar I could discern his figure. His picture had arrived from the agency. I approached her, and she became flustered at the sight of me. Yet she swiftly returned to her usual self and made introductions to everyone. I found myself captivated by the response of a fair partner. He became exceedingly anxious. Once the niceties were exchanged, he retreated. Yet I caught him watching me from afar. My stomach twisted with fury, yet I maintained my composure, for my strategy was to see him brought low. What comes next? I patiently bided my time, seeking the ideal moment when the greatest number of people would converge, ensuring that my act of retribution would resonate deeply. As the atmosphere began to soften and people started to unwind, I discreetly gathered a few of her colleagues and their partners to propose a toast in honor of Olivia. I began by expressing my gratitude for her unwavering support over the past 8 years, and just as she was taken aback by my heartfelt gesture, I revealed to her affair. The precise words escaped my memory. Anxiety coursed through me, leaving me in a state of inner turmoil. I mentioned that I have a present for Olivia, in appreciation of her being such an extraordinary wife. I retrieved the paper and presented it to her. As she unwrapped it, I proposed a toast to the newlyweds in our midst, my beloved wife and this unfortunate son of a wolf. Olivia stood still, her eyes locked on the headline, and she made an effort to intervene. I shouted with joy, "Happy anniversary, my love. A delightful surprise awaits me on our anniversary. I provided you with one prior to it." Out of the corner of my eye, I caught sight of a fellow guest attempting to slip away from the party unnoticed. I lunged forward and grasped him by the collar. Allow me to share that I stand at 6 feet 5 inches, while this individual measures just shy of 5 feet 8 inches. I nearly lifted him off his feet and inquired how long he'd been involved with my wife. In the blink of an eye, the security personnel swooped in, liberating him from my grasp. Yet in that fleeting moment, a sense of satisfaction washed over me. It goes without saying that I was shown the door. I don't glance back to consider what transpired with the fair partner, Olivia. I have just exited the venue and set off in my car. Upon my return home, I lingered, anticipating her arrival. She did not. For 2 days, an oppressive silence lingered, until finally I received a call from her lawyer requesting a meeting. She insisted that I send out my belongings, asserting her claim over the house and the alimony. I felt an overwhelming urge to tell them to go away. Should you dare to cast your gaze upon my abode, I shall unleash a fury unlike any other. I consented to the meeting to conceal my attorney as well. She revealed her feelings of love for the person involved in the affair. She harbored resentment towards me for prioritizing my work over her. She claimed that I had been withholding physical intimacy from her for years. She and her beloved partner were already envisioning their wedding, eagerly awaiting the finalization of the divorce. Her attorney proposed an out-of-court settlement, stipulating that she sought half of my assets in the house and that it be executed without delay. I firmly established my stance regarding her having access to my house. My attorney indicated that we shall engage in a legal battle, as I was reluctant to relinquish my assets without a struggle. We reached a compromise. I will send her belongings, and until the divorce is finalized, I will hold off on selling the house. The following day, she appeared accompanied by her lawyer and proceeded to remove all of her belongings. That very evening, I arrived at my affair partner's residence. She had taken the step to share her life with him. He was utterly terrified upon seeing me. She emerged from the bedroom, attempting to shield her affair partner. I gently took her aside and firmly expressed my need for space. I conveyed to him that my intention was not to stir up any drama. I simply wished to convey something to him in a straightforward, honest manner. I softly inquired, "You adore this woman, don't you?" She confided that she had felt neglected in her marriage, enduring loneliness for 8 long years. And that's how she found her way into your embrace, isn't it? Are you aware that she continued to share my bed while declaring her affection for you? He gazed at her, a look of disbelief etched across his face. He nearly lost his composure and confronted her, demanding to know why she had deceived him regarding her sexual history. He reiterated the sentence. What led you to claim that you hadn't shared a bed with your husband for years? You deceived me. She skillfully evaded his inquiry, promising to unveil the details at a later time. In that instant, her foremost concern was to expel me before I could inflict any further harm. She urged me to depart and warned that she would summon the authorities if I did not comply. I declared my intention to leave, but not before I unveiled the truth about you. I turned to the affair partner and remarked that she was vehemently denying any intimacy with me, correct? Are you interested in listening to her moans? I listened to the audio. She lashed out at my phone. I passed the pen drive to my affair partner, remarking that they could listen to the complete audio here. She reached for it, but her partner in the affair held firm, refusing to relinquish it. The tension between them was palpable, a silent storm brewing in the air. A broad smile spread across my face as I departed. Isn't it true that revenge is most satisfying when it is served cold? Revision 2. The divorce has been finalized. That's not quite right. I completely shattered them. Following my service to her at the party, she and her affair partner received an immediate suspension notice from the company, instructing them to refrain from attending work until further notice. The Human Resources Department conducted an investigation into the matter. Their organization enforced stringent regulations regarding romantic entanglements within the workplace. Both Olivia and her affair partner were dismissed the following week. Upon returning home, she endeavored to portray herself as the wrong party. She proclaimed to all that I became envious and insecure when she embarked on her career, casting accusations of my controlling nature and infidelity. Moreover, she claimed that I overlooked her and abandoned her in solitude for years, and that is the reason she sought to end our marriage. In a desperate bid for self-preservation, I orchestrated a deceitful scheme against her, crafting a dramatic spectacle at her office party with the intent of dismantling her career. The amusing twist was that she had taken up residence with her affair partner after leaving this place. She wove a falsehood that I cast her from the home. Thus, the partner in the affair felt compassion for her and welcomed her into their life. It was in that moment she realized her love for him, witnessing his unwavering care for her even after he lost his job due to my jealousy. She turned the whole story upside down on me. Yet I possessed every piece of evidence. Though the world may be swayed by her deception, the court is governed by facts. Her aspiration to claim half of my assets was dashed. My lawyer battled fiercely to safeguard my home. Indeed, I found myself obligated to provide alimony due to her unemployment, yet it amounted to merely 6 months of support. I found no regret in letting go of that, for the rewards I received were abundant. It is beyond my comprehension to consider the consequences had I not taken the initiative to act. She intended to catch me off guard and lead me into the streets. She and her affair partner envisioned a beautiful life together, planning to settle down with the alimony she had received. Regrettably for them, the alimony scarcely sufficed to cover her expenses or theirs, as he continued to burden her further. The man believed he could charm a wealthy woman and enjoy a life of ease, all thanks to the fortune she had acquired from her divorce. Unfortunate soul. He found himself without a job, his career spiraling into chaos, and a leech clinging to his existence. Olivia loathed the very idea of work. For all these years, she had enjoyed a life of comfort. She attended work solely due to her involvement with the affair partner and the chance to retaliate against me. The unfortunate girl now had to toil tirelessly to sustain herself. Just when she believed the situation had reached its lowest point, it took a turn for the worse. Once stripped of everything in the wake of her divorce, she found herself cast aside by the very partner who had promised solace. The fissures began to form the instant I sent him the audio. I found it difficult to comprehend that he placed his trust in a married woman to refrain from intimacy with her husband while continuing to reside under the same roof. Perhaps he was merely enduring her presence, clinging to the faint hope of striking gold in the end. When he failed to comply, he cast her aside. During the proceedings, I learned some of these details from my lawyer, as Olivia wove her sob story to secure a larger alimony from me. She truly believed I cared about her wretched existence. I am grateful to the universe for its timely intervention, protecting my interest with precision. Joy fills my heart like never before. After a year and a half steeped in self-doubt, I have finally begun to embrace life and indulge in the art of self-care. I have emerged more resilient than I ever imagined I could be. Thank goodness she didn't escape this unscathed. Little old Olivia believed she had meticulously crafted her plans, yet now she finds herself engulfed in emptiness, unemployed, forsaken, and grappling with the repercussions of her own decisions. The notion that she believed she could leverage the alimony to construct a future with her partner is merely the icing on the cake of her misguided dreams. May the path that lies ahead for her be a solitary one. Cheering for you, OP. How do you perceive this? We invite you to share your thoughts in the comments section below. We appreciate your presence with us today in this shared space. Don't forget to show your support by liking and subscribing, and be sure to ring that notification bell to stay updated on our upcoming video. Until we meet again,